Well, after the last episode, this one should certainly be interesting, shouldn't it? The Russians are back in the second round of the postseason. We are ready to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 2 after making it past the Tampa Bay Lightning. Somehow, some way, we made it past Tampa in just 5 games. As was pointed out in the comments, a team on a good run beat a team that had poor momentum heading into the playoffs. Imagine that. Now, Pittsburgh was on okay form. They make it out of the first round. We'll see whether or not we are so lucky this time out. The team, of course, performed very well. Tarasenko was great. Again, likely his last season here. Kravtsov was okay. He was good. The 2 goals in 5 games is fine. You know what? He was fine. He was good. He was good. I don't know. I kind of want him to be the cheesy, created player that always just puts up a crap ton of points in the playoffs. Because Kirill Kaprizov. I always want to go with Kaprizov because that's the first pronunciation I heard. But now I've been hearing Kaprizov more. So if I say Kaprizov or Kaprizov, whatever. I'll call him Capri Sun to be offensive if you want me to. As long as you know who I'm talking about, right? But, and that's the thing, no one's even been like, oh, it's Kaprizov. Like, it's just me being weird about it. Anyway, I'd like these two to just go into ridiculously good mode. Speaking of ridiculously good mode, Andrei Svechnikov. 9 points in those 5 games alongside Barbashev and Malkin. That line was insanely good. Of course, it's also Gino's last year here, more than likely. That third line, the youth line of Kavanagh, Michkov, well, and, Dadonov, forever young, our daddy. Looking, good at this point. Of course, Medvedev's down on the 4th line right now with Kushkov and Volkov. The team's looking phenomenal. Obviously, that top pairing is insane. The second pairing was tremendous. The third pairing, perhaps even better. Everything went well for us in that first round. Literally everything. I mean, there's not really much more you could ask for. It's nitpicking when a team does that well, which always makes it interesting then when you go into the next round and feel like you have to fear for your life. Because I just don't know how confident I can be, although we haven't even seen this Pittsburgh team yet. This is what it looks like. Jake Guentzel, Alex Galchenyuk, yeah, about that, and Brian Rust putting up points but struggling defensively, which means a lot of those points are on the power play. Second line is JVR, Dom Cahoon, and Cademan. That's not a real name. We've been over this. Cademan Dykhuis, which, 4 points in 7 games. Takes a lot of penalties, though. Shout out to the 52nd overall pick, Cademan. Third line, Samuel Poulin, Philip Hollander, and Evan Rodriguez. Evander Kane on the 4th line with Pavel Zacha and Michael Furland. Not as much money wasting away on that 4th line as I would have thought. It's a really good team. It's really well-rounded. I mean, superstars-wise, Guentzel, Rust, Cahoon is up there too. Obviously, Galchenyuk at an 89. Defensively, oh my god, if we lose. As good as that forward group is, if we lose, I'm going to be pissed. And then nobody can ever say, well, your defense isn't that good. Ever again. You will, some of you, smart asses. But Brady Shea and Brian DeMoulin are there. P.O. Joseph. Whew. And Kalen Addison. Yeah, about that. And third pairing of Jonas Siegenthaler and Nikita Zaitsev. How did they make it out of the first round with these numbers? Mackenzie Blackwood, 9. How did you make it out of the first round? You guys sucked. Holy hell. Bjugstad, Niebeck, and Josh Anderson, the healthy scratches. How did they make it out of the first round? They are legitimately awful. I think that's not even saying that to be cruel. They are bad. The grapes was bad. Shout out to the people on Twitch and Discord who will get that. It's not a YouTube meme from this channel. So they beat the Rangers. Of course, they somehow upset the Rangers. So taking a look here, just to see. So goals for per game, 257. How did they beat the Rangers? How? 357. They averaged more than a goal more per game. Goals against. So the Penguins that are 357. God, I wish we could see the score lines. It's insane that the Penguins made it past them. The Penguins' power play isn't even crazy. Where is it? 11%. They're the two bottom... I do not understand how they managed to sneak past New York. In 7 games or not, I don't understand it. That's insanity. I mean, I'll take it because the Rangers are the better team, although in fairness, is that going to help us out that much? I have no idea. In terms of these ratings, I mean, again, we're already looking at a team that we should beat, and that's absolutely the case when you look at our defense and our goaltending. This shouldn't be a series. They're a good team, they're a well-rounded team, but this should absolutely be a win. I never made an alternate. I totally meant to, but I never did that. My bad. Unfortunate. Anyway. Let's take a look here, shall we, at what's going to happen in the beginning of this series. That's what we're talking about at this point. I was going to say the AHL side of things, in which our team's down 2-1 to the Rochester Amherst. We'll focus on them later because right now the focus is on the main team. We are in the second round. How is this going to go for us? I don't know if I'm optimistic, pessimistic. I don't know. We're just going to see what happens. Somewhere in between. First period of game 1, and a damn good start. Evgeny Malkin against his former team, and Ivan Barbashev. 13 shots, 9. We're up 2-0. Very good start. Second period, it got worse for a second, but then it got better. Dykhouse made it 2-1. Korshkov makes it 3-1. JVR makes it 3-2. But from there, we take over Kaprizov and Romanov alongside Korshkov and James Van Riemsdyk and Dykhouse. Askarov. Third period, we're up 5-2. Power play for the Penguins goes to waste as Kaprizov scores again 6-2 as we are ripping this defense apart. Now, I could have told you that having Nikita Zaitsev on your defense was a bad idea. Turns out, it's just not going to work out for him in general. But what is going to work out for us is walking away with the victory in Game 1. Brian Rust, why must you do the things you do? 6-3 is your final score. A damn good start for the Russians, although hopefully we did not use up all of our offensive capabilities. As Kaprizov, Svechnikov, and Malkin led the way, Svechnikov has been insane as of late. He has been tremendous. He's been our best player. No doubt about that. In terms of points, only 6 players went without a point. And only 4 players were an even rating. Everyone else was a positive. Only a 903 for Askarov. It wasn't a phenomenal game, but that's okay because the offense bailed him out, and that's what we needed. That's what we're capable of. When our goaltender doesn't have a great game, our offense should be good enough to bail him out. When our offense is off, our goaltender should be able to steal us a win. And in that case, in Game 1, the offense got the job done. We'll see what happens here in Game 2. Let's see how she goes. First period, 1-1. Vladimir Tarasenko. Alex Galchenyuk gets one back. 10 shots apiece. About as even as you can get. Second period, not even anymore. Evgeny Malkin on the power play. 26 shots to 15. A dominant second period. Unfortunately, though, I am concerned because we're only up by 1, and Pittsburgh could very, very easily get back into this game. So we need something. There you go. Dom Cahoon scores. We're going to lose this game. Dadonov gets it back. That helps, but I'm very concerned that we're going to lose. Power play chance here goes to waste. 8 minutes left. I don't feel good about this. Askarov proved me wrong, but I really don't feel good about this. Alex Romanov with the empty netter. So far, so good. It looked bad when Dom Cahoon scored, but if Evgeny Dadonov scores the game winner, Romanov seals the deal. 4-2 is your final, and the Dynamo have a 2-0 series lead. Yes, I'm shocked by it, but we have a 2-0 series lead. Great game for Kaprizov, Dadonov, and Romanov. Need to point out the likes of Michkov and Kavanaugh as well. That third line was pretty damn good. And then goaltending-wise, again, not a great game for Askarov, but the offense was able to deliver. Now here's the thing. The home team winning the first 2 games, then losing the next 2 is very, very common. We outscored them 10-5. I am very, very concerned here, despite having this lead, that things could very quickly go poorly for us. So Game 3 is going to be very interesting here. Are we due for the home team wins trend, or are we going to be able to come up with a crucial victory here as the AHL team is bounced from the playoffs? So our focus can be on this team and this team alone. First period, goal apiece. 14 shots to 12 in their favor. Kavanagh and Rust with the goals. Second period, 3-2. So Barbashev scores shorthanded. Gensel gets it right back, but then Matvei Michkov gets the goal that sees us up 3-2. The edge in shots as well. As we go to the third period, again, worried. Not the best performance from Askarov right now. Defensively, we haven't allowed them to get a shot for the first 5 minutes. They're on the power play. They waste it. Abbreviated power play for us goes to waste. 8 minutes left, still up by 1. Can we hold on here? 3, 2, 1. Game over. The Russians are absolutely dominating right now. Michkov and Kavanagh leading the way on that third line. We have a 3-0 series lead on the Pens. Absolutely fantastic. 1 shot, 1 goal for both Michkov and Kavanagh. And then goaltending-wise, the best performance of the series so far from Yaroslav Askarov. Again, it wasn't looking great. .900 save percentage, I believe, heading into that third period. He gets the job done. We are 1 win away from going to the conference final to take on either Montreal or Toronto. The Habs in the lead right now. I don't think we're out of Dodge just yet in terms of, hey, the comeback could happen, but, you know, time will tell. Chicago and Winnipeg also 1 win away from the conference final. We're going to get right down to business. It's game 4. Can we seal the deal? Can we get the job done right here, right now? First time of asking to close out this series. First period, advantage to the Russians. Kavanagh scores again. That third line is just killing it right now. Second period, it's Kaprizov making it 2-0. 21 shots to 17, 20 minutes away from punching our ticket to the conference final in very convincing fashion over Tampa and now Pittsburgh in round 2. Michkov scores shorthanded. Gigantic. We make the kill as well. Halfway home, the Russians are firing on all cylinders. We beat Tampa in 5, and we have swept the Pittsburgh Penguins. Vitaly Kravtsov, insult to injury. 4-0 final in Game 4. 4-0 final in this series. Askarov got better as it went along, if I'm not mistaken, but especially over Games 3 and 4 on the road, he was dominant. 28 save shutout in the series clinching game. Imagine that. A damn good team that has momentum heading into the playoffs is playing at this high of a level. Who'd have thought? Was there a patch? Was there a secret ninja patch that I wasn't aware of? Maybe there was. Unbelievable. We're going to the conference final. Again, it'll be either Toronto or Montreal, but for the moment, let's just look at this. Tarasenko now under a point a game, but he's been pretty damn good. I'm not complaining about him being 1 point under, a game under. He's been great. Kravtsov again, over a point a game. Can't really complain. A little bit surprised that we're not seeing more goal scoring from him, but regardless, I'll take it. And then thankfully, Kaprizov really woke up, started scoring some goals. Again, 3 straight 30-goal seasons. It's kind of what you'd expect. So, very happy. Actually, he has more than that because he had a split season there. So, I mean, he has pretty much been hitting 30-goal seasons since 21-22, which is crazy. Andrei Svechnikov, he is not the elite goal scorer that I was kind of hoping he'd be, but he is a dynamic playmaker, to say the least. I mean, that's definitely the role for him to be in, and he has thrived since being changed over to a playmaker. As Barbashev, 9 points in 9 games, tremendous. Again, I thought it would be, Barbashev and Trennan. That's just not kind of how it worked out, but Barbashev was absolutely worth keeping, and he's been great. And then Malkin, 9 points in 9 games, 5 goals for the 39-year-old. Absolutely tremendous. And this third line deserves credit because they carried us 100%. Kenny Dadnoff is great. Point a game, plus 10. 8 points in 9 games, a plus 11 for Michkov. Look at how dominant that third line is. That is unfair. You have a veteran next to our two young studs that are going to be leading this team into the future. That looks great. And then fourth line, Korshkov. Medvinov is another one of those younger players we're going to be banking on. And Volkov doing extremely well in their limited time. And then defensively, that top pairing, 27 minutes per game for Provorov through the playoffs thus far, carrying the big minutes and doing extremely well. And then Romanov and Mukhamadullin have been great. Alexiev and Zadorov have been great. These defense pairings are working out so tremendously well. And then Askarov, the save percentage dropped a little bit, but still, a .949 through 9 games, 8 wins. He has been amazing. And it's about time that a high-rated goaltender playing behind a good team actually plays as well as they should in theory. It should be, this should be the trend. It should be much less common. It should be surprising, if anything, when a goalie just kind of falls apart like that. I mean, again, you really don't even have to look at it. It's like, oh, okay, in the playoffs, teams with good goaltending tend to win, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, sometimes you have like Jonathan Quick in the playoffs a couple years ago where it's just like, nope, you are out of here, but you get the point. Winnipeg is waiting. We are waiting to find out who we will be playing in the conference final. The answer in the West we do not know. We're going to find out today. Chicago loses. Montreal wins. We get to play the Habs. Detroit forces Game 7. Winnipeg will be playing Chicago, Russia, and Montreal. The Andrei Markov Bowl. Good team, in good form, heading into the playoffs and made it to the conference final. That describes both of these squads to this point. Only one can find themselves in the Cup final. We've done so well so far. We'll see if we can keep it up. I thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video, damn it. Check out everything in the description. Of course, links to all the socials, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And, of course, a shout-out to my patrons over on Patreon. I thank you very, very much for your more than kind patronage. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye.